Hi, this is Matt Blaine. This is nutrition related. Okay, so hypertension runs on the male side of my family. My father had hypertension and took medication. I think he took atenolol. My brother has hypertension and also takes medication. I think it's atenolol. I just know it's the one that counteracts with grapefruit juice. So, okay, so I want to talk about, this is self-regulation, and this is also going to be about blood pressure. Okay, so when I talk about self-regulation, I'm talking about pulling yourself together. That's all that is. So when I think about pulling myself together, I think about maybe I'm working at the restaurant and something goes sideways and it's easy to get frustrated. Everybody gets frustrated. And self-regulation is you receive a discriminatory stimulus, okay? This is the triggering event that makes you feel frustrated. Okay, so this is the stimulus. The discriminatory stimulus, say this because your executive frontal lobe, your executive function governs your impulse. It governs your behavior. The impulse comes in and you process it. If you're present, goes up brain, and you say, this sucks. And I'm frustrated. And you know what, that guy, hey guy, give me a second. I'm a little frustrated right now. I'll be all right in a sec. You're okay. Okay, and that's literally it. You pull yourself together. You have to do this. You have to learn how to do this. I had to learn how to do this. I learned this from my father because my father never got angry. Well, I mean, he got angry, but he never displayed anger. Yelling. That was how my father conveyed anger. Just yelling. And when my father moved beyond anger, it became disappointment or whatever, and he just turned his back on me. And this is so much better than punishment, because punishment is it's a ratchet. Punishment, I don't like. I'm like a carrot over the stick person. And when my father turned his back on me, I wore my junior year in high school, we had some sort of dispute about, I was cleaning my room. He wanted me to clean my room, and I sort of saw things a little bit differently. So he decided he wasn't going to take me clothes shopping over the summer, so whatever. This was, I picked my battles. And me picking up my room, that was me picking my battle, what a moron. So I decided, I'm not cleaning my room. And my whole junior year, I had two pairs of pants. I had a pair of light blue cords and a pair of light brown cords. And I managed to pull it off. Alternating days, sort of figuring out, who my classmates were on that day so I could, avoid them, if they had just seen me in the blue cord, like anybody cares, like anybody notices anyway. So, so this is self-regulation. And I want to go back to blood pressure. Okay, I found this supplement in a drawer, Chlorogenic Acid. Literally, I'm just going through, it's the parable of the talents, okay? That's the reference for this, the parable of the talents. The woman who is sweeping and finds a coin imagine that this woman doesn't have very many coins. And she's sweeping her whole house, and she sweeps the corner, and she finds a coin. Imagine the joy this woman feels. She has been diligent, and she has checked and checked and checked. And then she's checked again. And then for her troubles, there is a coin there. But you have to look for it. And you have to be convicted that the coin is there. It's going to be there. And sometimes it isn't. And that's your test. It's my test. Sometimes it isn't. And then I decide, okay, I'll do something else. So I want to go back about self-regulation, blood pressure. Okay, I do a lot of things for self-regulation. I play video games. If I feel like really, really jittery, I might have a little bit of alcohol. Nostrovia. Okay, this is all about returning me to a placid place. Okay, so I want to go back to this chlorogenic acid. This is a supplement, pure green coffee bean with Svetol, dietary supplement. I take supplements, I take zinc, so I looked at chlorogenic acid. Okay. Starts out chloro, but it doesn't have any chlorine in it. Okay, chloro, I'm going to pull up my Twitter thread because I want to get everything right. Chlorogenic acid. I think of it as an enzyme, an intermediary. Chlorogenic, chlorogenic. It's got to be there. Oh, okay. Let's preface this with going through the bathroom. I noticed, new in the box, a blood pressure monitor. And so I decided to try out the chlorogenic acid. This blood pressure monitor is sweet too. It's battery powered, and the cuff is elastic, so you don't have to wrestle with the cuff. You just put it on, take your blood pressure, and you get a reading in under a minute. So I looked at chlorogenic acid. I looked at the supplement. Chlorogenic acid helps synthesize lignans. And guess what I have all over the house? Well, I mean, not all over the house. In a big bag, I have a bag of ground flaxseed. This is my only. I can recover from this. So I decided that I really like the way this thing sounded, because I like words. So I went in deep on chlorogenic acid, very deep. I looked at the chemistry. It's an organic compound. And I took chemistry. I took 1/4 chemistry, UCSD. I can look at a chemical compound. I can see the bonds. I can see oxygen. I can see hydrogen atoms and carbon atoms. Okay, so you look at it, and I come to the conclusion that this compound is a catalyst for biosynthesis. There's a wiki page on chlorogenic acid. Chloro is ancient Greek for pale green, sage. This is magic and light. Sage is my color. So chlorogenic acid. I looked at, there is an abstract, and the abstract is from the NIH. They ran clinical trials, and they were funded by CGA manufacturers, chlorogenic manufacturers. So that's a caveat to the research on chlorogenic acid. They concluded the evidence suggests that CGA intake causes statistically significant reductions in systolic and diastolic blood pressures. The size of the effect is moderate. Meta-analysis showed a significant reduction in diastolic blood pressure favoring CGA. All studies reported no adverse effects. Meta-analysis revealed a statistically significant reduction in systolic blood pressure in favor of CGA. And they, some mean difference, yeah, it says minus 4.31 mmHg history, I don't know, okay. So now we're in business. Okay, so this thing has been studied, the NIH has looked at it, and they came to the conclusion that, yeah, this is okay, small studies, and done on Asian populations. Now, why would a CGA manufacturer conduct their first trial on Asian populations? Think about it. Okay, chlorogenic acid can be found, this is a quote, in the bamboo Philostachys edulis, as well as in many other plants. Chlorogenic acid can be found in the shoots of common heather, Calluna vulgaris. Okay, so piece this all together. What does this mean? Okay. This is like a little miracle to me. I took my blood pressure on this day. This is 28th of December. And, I mean, I've been suffering from anxiety right up until that day. And it comes and it goes. But the whole Christmas week, I had very little to self-regulate. I had no interpersonal contact. Many other things. Let's not get into everything. But let's just say there's a couple times where I really could have used a beer and went to bed without anything and liked it. It's been a blessing. It's been hard. Sometimes the hard nut is the biggest blessing. What's that hill in Band of Brothers? Cudahy or whatever? You know, that's their salute to each other, the brothers. They all ran up this mountain together, and that was like their code, like Cudahy Ridge, whatever it was. So I took my blood pressure, and that it was 122/80. So I'm like, it's already pretty good. I've been blessed with very low blood pressure. I think I get from my Uncle Ralph. Hey, Uncle Ralph. That's my dad's only brother. Uncle Ralph passed away from cancer, and I remember him in his hospital room. He played violin and fixed watches and served in World War II, and when he passed away, he was probably in his late 50s, early 60s, and it was too soon, and the heavens opened up that day. And I remember my father and I and some other men were pallbearers, and that casket was so heavy, and it was raining so hard, and we almost slipped it. We didn't. We pulled it together. We held it together. And I think after we got Ralph's body into the area for the memorial, it was the only time I ever saw my dad cry. And he came to me. I came to him, and yeah, but just the one time. Crying's for babies, man.